Right.
That's why we have only took the Cairo or market part.
Excellent.
So now it's time. Last Wednesday.
Sure.
उसमें हमने ये पता किया कि 12 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है. अब हम ऑलरेडी over 100 प्रोजेक्ट्स सक्सेसफुली मटेरियलाइज कर चुके हैं. नाउ वी कैन गो इनटू द ग्रांट्स और उसकी भी हमने बड़े स्ट्रिंजेंट मैकेनिज्म रखा है फॉर ग्रांट्स. सो what I think is time for grades. So we are there, especially for women entrepreneurs. हमारे सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर मंसूर सर, हमारे सीईओ प्रोजेक्ट, they all are very innovative and progressive people. वुमेन का किसी भी किस्म की फंडिंग या प्रोजेक्ट का है, अगर कोई बिजनेस, so उसका मार्केट कंप्लीट मार्केट कॉस्ट. Number 2, primarily we are in the background of the Sindh Tech Conference. अगर एग्रीटेक का कोई प्रोजेक्ट है, apart from those 3 interventions which I have already mentioned, बयालास हमारे पास आ सकते हैं या बैंकर की कोई फंडिंग ले सकते हैं. हम उसका नंबर 1 we can assure कि मार्केट कॉस्ट का जॉब पता है, इस अराउंड 16 to 20%. अगर एक बिजनेस का IRR इज अराउंड 25 to 30, तो इवन वो भी सस्टेन नहीं कर पाएगा इतने हाई इंटरेस्ट रेट. सो हम कंप्लीट कायपर जॉब कर लेते हैं. And for women, we can solve complete market.
Excellent.
So these are the opportunities and these are the.
No, amazing. I like to come to Seth by this.
जी.
हम एक बात करेंगे राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज अपने तरफ से. Seth, I would like to ask you just quickly, in terms of because you are dealing with investors on the one hand, and you're dealing with startups and businesses on the other hand. What sort of interest are you seeing from the investor side? In terms of the sectors also and in terms of the requirement you're looking at?
So the interest from investors is actually quite varied.
Sure.
बहुत जो है वो उनका जो सबसे ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट होता है वो होता है कि they want to be involved in the business as much as possible.
Oh.
तो उनकी कोशिश ये होती है कि अगर वो equity injection कर रहे हैं तो उनका एक significant stake हो. Not necessarily majority. Majority would be very nice for them, but usually इतना हो कि वो they have a voice on the board. तो वो उनका मेन होता है. दूसरी चीज़ ये होती है कि they would like to have an idea about the business. They would like to have some sort of link to that business. क्योंकि it makes it very easy for the investee as well. क्योंकि अगर synergy होगी जो कि vertically viable होगी तो वो उसके लिए ज़्यादा बेहतर है.
Sure.
So most business or investors are cognizant of the fact कि यार अगर हम इनके साथ करेंगे तो yes, that would make more economic sense in more than just the investment और भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें करेंगे. लेकिन having said that, there are a lot of young investors, family wealth है which is now being passed down from generation to younger generation, and they are very open to going into a dynamic direction. And I feel वो जो है वो थोड़ा सा ज़रा अपना पोर्टफोलियो बढ़ाने की कोशिश भी करते हैं. So you get all kinds. It's really it's the chemistry between the investor and the investee. कि आप किस तरह manage करें.
Excellent. Okay, thank you so much. Irfan, I'd like to ask you if you can give a few examples of investments that Engro has done, Engro Foundation, so that the people understand what sort of sector that you are looking at. You obviously like mentioned that, but if it is possible, if you can mention some companies and also how much investment size, and do they take majority stake or do they take minority stake? How does that work in terms of the structure of the investment?
Sure. So it's something that is evolving for us, and so one investment that the very first that we made is in animal feed business because of our dairy business where we still have significant minority stake like everyone. It's natural that we look at farmers' productivity because that's the very basis of developing those supply chain efficiencies, which essentially translated into better margins for the business. Another area that we are looking at is comes from our sustainability programs in circular economy of plastics. So we're looking at recyclers or upcyclers, those who reduce or come up with reuse or recycle. We are very much interested in looking at all these entrepreneurs, and there's a lot of complication.
Yeah.
And increases the risk a lot also. So that's something that we'll see with each investment. But it's something that we'll be extremely interested in working with other potential investors also. Sort of come up with maybe something which is broader stakeholders carrying the place and looking at the sector as a whole. That again comes from our main commercial investment in our PVC business. So like I said, it has to relate with
It has to sort of it has to go back to that. Excellent. I know that Acumen is launching a second fund, and that's focused on climate change also. If you can just brief the audience about it in terms of, because you already closed the first fund, now you're launching a second fund. So if for example I am a founder and if I am listening to you and if I want to get invested, so what should I know about the fund? In terms of the details about it, obviously as much as you can, and also in terms of the timeline.
Thanks for bringing that up. This is a fund that we have been planning since I think 2020, I believe. So उसमें होता ये है कि we started really scoping out the agriculture sector because Acumen जितने भी regions हैं, so we get to decide, the regional teams get to decide exactly कौन से areas में हम invest करेंगे. So for Pakistan, agriculture is one of the key sectors and clean technology as well. But clean technology में उतना हमारी जितनी understanding है कि यहाँ पे इतनी ventures नहीं है और वो depth नहीं है market में जैसे अफ्रीका में, and we have good reasons for that. Agriculture is an area which we are super interested in, especially Pakistan की context में. We have been building this fund that it is currently going through a structure. Obviously, we are finalized over there. We are in the fundraising mode. But what I can tell you is that we are looking for companies that somehow fall under growth spectrum and वो agriculture में within the value chain आप pre-production side पे देख रहे हैं, production side पे देख रहे हो, post-production पे देख रहे हैं, within these areas में fall करें. It should have a lens of climate impact positive. It's an adaptation fund. So not a lot of funds internationally are working on adaptation. A lot of what we see in terms of climate finance is mitigation. Pakistan में हमें लगता है adaptation is more important because we don't produce enough CO2, but we are basically impacted. We are one of the top 5th, I think, जो सबसे ज़्यादा climate से impact होता है. So adaptation is primarily adaptation by the word itself. So you are looking for the solution which will help you make more resilient, right? For the जो future में आने वाले उसके impacts. For example, अगर floods आ रहे हैं, so we know that we are anything impacted. Then we would look for solutions that will help the local economy really be more resilient and continue working the way it should, and then also grow. मिटिगेशन में जनरली ये होता है कि जो है आप अभी फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप देख रहे हैं सोलराइज्ड यूनिट्स को देख रहे हैं, so they are more mitigation centered. So we are looking at agriculture which is more adaptation and then really making
basically subject mitigation offset करते हैं, adapt उनको enable करते हैं कि वो जो events आ रहे हैं जो इस climate का जो risk है उसको बेहतर ऐसे करके ड्रॉ कर सकें.
So it's a private equity fund, so we are looking for growth entities which operate in more areas. So not in terms of having my majority stake, because we do believe that founders are supposed to be the ones running the show.
I am on the side of this one.
I mean, if
it makes sense.
If I go and take my majority stake, then
क्या करेंगे?
like उसकी तो कोई मेरे stake अगर नहीं बचा तो वो उस तरह से काम नहीं करेगा. So the investors really looking for majority stake needs to really rethink whether they should be doing that, because आप अगर actually बहुत valuations की game है basically, but even if you have 20% stake but you really create good value, then you will have a certain chunk of empower them, help them really integrate with our regional जितने हमारे जितने industries हैं, so we work in South America, in the US, in East and West Africa, in India and in Pakistan. So we make sure that in some ways we are also integrating them and having them work on their governance structure, Pakistani governance का काफी so we do that quite a lot. So it's yes very involved, but not in terms of having majority stake and really not letting the other party or the founder itself be incentivized enough.
No, sir.
Yeah, so I mean the size is about $90 million. So we are looking at a ticket size of about $2 million each entity with a match.
That's why I sort of asked it, because it's a big fund really, in the context.
And of course the fund life would be 12 years with 6 years of investable period. But I mean typically we will be investing in around 17 to 20 entities at max.
Amazing.
So वो individually अगर हम किसी entity में with follow-ons for the ones who are really incredible, उनके लिए we can invest up to $8 million overall.
Amazing.
So we are looking at medium to growth entities which have potential to become future NGOs for that matter. So that's
Good, sure. Excellent. I see a lot of a synergy. I can almost see a situation where all four of you are investing in a single company, either through a matching grant or through a social impact and a social impact also, and then through the capital markets. So I think I would, yeah.
I think फवाद के साथ भी बात करते हैं और
Yes. I think there's synergy.
with that हमारी पूरी in terms of market structure हम इतने shallow हैं in the
Yeah.
capital market. So if you don't collaborate,
No. There is no work. And I think if you all invest together, that also due diligence भी हो जाती है, और फिर वो risk भी थोड़ा सा mitigate हो जाता है. And then when so many different stakeholders are invested in a company, the founder also understands कि भाई the reputation risk that is obviously at stake. So thank you so much. I think it was a very interactive session. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully we will invite you again, all of you, to I wish you all the best to you for the fund, and I look forward to speaking to Fawad and Zaid bhai and Sadar sir also again. So thank you very much. Thank you so much for this last show.
I would like to at last is coming back to Abdullah's point. Actually, how to create अच्छा काम होना, the theory is about creating linkages to connecting the dots. मेरे पास फंडिंग अवेलेबल है, उनके पास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अवेलेबल है, उनके पास टेक्निकल, सिर्फ ये जो इंडस्ट्री जो आपने it's providing a platform. We really trying to understand कि a platform that connects the dots, ताकि एक ecosystem develop हो. There could be many startups that require funding. अब मतलब startups की जो success rate है around 5% around the globe. Individuals या private sector is hard to support. Angel investor या venture capitalist तब आएगा जब एक idea, एक materialized idea या pilot या आपका prototype ready है. ये वो stage है जहाँ पे public sector support की जरूरत है, और platforms like Sindh Valley, it is providing a valuable platform to connect the dots to create an ecosystem. I hope I will thank Indus Valley, and I hope we are already collaborating with agreement, and inshallah we look for. And also we have signed an agreement with HDL and Fashion Campaign Agreement, and this year's activity that we would like for हमारे महबूब साहब contact में we are doing it, but again platforms like Indus Tech Valley are very essential. मैं आया हूँ during past hour and two 3-4 अच्छे पार्टनर जो कि मेरी इंटरवेंशंस को सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, जितनी मुझे उनकी जरूरत है उतनी उन्हें मेरी जरूरत है, बट इट्स ऑल अबाउट कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स. थैंक यू.
Thank you very much for asking and wonderful discussion. And even we have one of the investors, Afif Rams. Now he is coming a little bit late, so I would like to invite him to have a little talk, or even I can give you the mic over there so you can discuss. So we are about to close our session, but right now Afif Rams is here. He is the secretary to the government of Sindh, is Science and Technology Department, and we would love to hear listen to what the IT department is doing in the